Hello everyone, Megatronic here, and today we do got a little bit of a video, because normally I don't do these, but I did do a poll, I think a few weeks back, even a month back now, asking if you guys want to see my so far of the year top Transformers list. And this is just approximate of the year, and I'm only going to do 15 figures, because I feel like we're not all there yet for like 20s, you know what I mean? I want to say that for the end of year, which is only like 4 months away. So yeah, let's get right into it. And at number 15, that's right, we're gonna go from 15 to 1, is Age of the Primes Triptychon. He's hello, goodbye. Number 14, we have the Fallen. Don't get me wrong, this is a really solid figure. I had high hopes for him. He came in, I was like, yep. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can put it. I'm not trying to shit on him or anything. It's just, that's 14. And for number 13, here we have Age of the Primes Wasp. When I first got him in hand, I was like, he's my go-to fidget figure. He has really great posability. I think people shit on the Bumblebee figure for no reason whatsoever, to be completely honest. Really great mold. But when I first found him, I was playing with him non-stop for at least a month and a half. He was my desk figure for 2 months. Yeah, and he was my first Age of the Primes figure I found out in the wild, which really fun too, and it reminds me of when I was having fun toy hunting for the first wave of Age of the Primes. And here we have number 12, and honestly, this is kind of a surprise to me, and the fact that G2 Devastator and the Urban Ruination didn't make the list is kind of weird, because if I was thinking any G1 figures I would have bought, I was not thinking Trax would have made the list. But let me get into that. This guy, for some reason, is really fun to fidget back and forth between all his modes. He's really swooshable. Just once you get him into his like jet car mode thing, he's really fun to swoosh around. He's also fun just to play with in general. I love the gun. I love the giant missiles on his head. And, you know, Corvette Stingray is one of my favorite cars. So that's also probably why. I also didn't show this off in the collection tour, but I just found his Hot Wheels one the other day. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, this G1 Trax is so much fun. If you're to get a G1 car bot, and you don't have a preference to which one you get, 100% go for Trax. So that's why he's at 12. Number 11, we have Gamer Ironhide. This figure, honestly, is a whole lot of fun. I really enjoy them. The Gamer Edition figures, you either love them or hate them, or you just never want to touch them again. Barricade. But honestly, this is my favorite out of all the Gamer Editions so far, if you don't count the IDW remold into Optimus from the Gamer Optimus. This Ironhide's pretty solid. Nice paint apps where they are there. I do think he could use a little bit more paint, but where it is pleasant. Once again, I got really lucky finding these guys at Walmart. I believe I found really early on, actually. This Ironhide's really fun, really cool to transform back and forth between. I love the shotgun. It is a little bit hollow, but I love me some Ironhide. That's why he is number 11. Number 10, I'm too lazy to transform him, so I'm just counting Silverbolt, not the entire Superion and such. Just Silverbolt. Now, I think the combined mode is his best mode. I liked the robot one. Don't get me wrong. I think some of his proportions were a bit off. I don't like how the Autobot symbol is in robot mode, but I understand why it's on his shoulder for Superion mode. But I do wish the Autobot symbol was right in the middle. I understand that's because of the G1 tune, but yeah. Some of his posability is a bit weird too in his robot mode. And the little extra landing, the thing that connects that becomes his legs and such in combined mode. is a bit weird, and if I were to just display them into robot mode, that bit would be in a drawer somewhere. So yeah, that is why Silverbolt is at number 10. It's a decent figure, not my favorite though. At number 9, we have these two. Honestly, I really do like the combo package, albeit they don't have as much articulation as per se as Silverbolt. You're getting two figures basically, instead of just one and a brick of something. You're getting two figures, accessories, and then a brick of something. So more bang for your buck, if you count it that way. I guess technically it's a higher parts count in that sense. I know transformations aren't as involved, but you know what I mean. Plus, you get two little figures to mess around with compared to the one and a giant brick of something. You get two figures and a giant brick of something and weapons. I think that's pretty neat. That's my reasoning for putting them over Silverbolt, and because I prefer Devastator to Superion. And number 8, I'm gonna bring this guy back in. I actually have Slingshot at number 8. I personally, just like Waspinator, could not put this figure down for, I want to even say, 3 months. I was constantly playing with him. I love the transformation. I love how the jet mode looks. I think this is my favorite jet former in recent years that has produced. Yes, he has huge heels and the wings hanging off his legs. That's better than some other jet formers, okay? He has a waist swivel. His arms are a little too skinny, but you can put the, guns on the sides, he looks cool. I did paint his visor blue, but I think he's a very solid deluxe class while having to combine. Yes, he just splits in half to combine, but still, I think personally he's one of probably the best combined limb bots out of all the most recent ones. I know people have their issues with them, but that's just me, so that's why he's at number 8. At number 7, we have the Devastation 2-pack. Now, I like these guys so much, I bought 3 of them in total. I really, really love Transformers Devastation. If not, it is my favorite video game of recent. You can't go wrong with it. I love the cell shading on the cockpit and his windshield. I love the colors. They're vibrant on Ground Soldier. And then you get to Elite Seeker, and it's like almost like a realistic jet. Pretty cool, right? More cone heads because, you got the 3G2 cone heads, and then the regular cone heads, and then the Ground Soldier. It's always nice to have more like unique Decepticons that are actually like ground-based vehicles, albeit an army builder, but it's still something. I always like the runabout and runamuck mold, and that is why I have them at number 7. Moving on to number 6. This guy actually was supposed to be, I think, fairly high up. Probably at 5 or at 5, but he got flipped around last second. I did some thinking. This has to be probably my favorite favorite Grimlock out of all the ones I own, and I own 4 now of the 86 Grimlock. I love the vibrant blue. I love the gold, the red. It all does it for me. I have him have a red sword because I had an extra red sword for my comic edition Grimlock. It worked out that way because I had upgrade swords for the other 2 Grimlocks. I really, really love this Grimlock and his color scheme, but once again, it's just a repaint. You know what I mean? A good repaint, albeit, but nothing major has been redone or anything as well too. And the additional wheelie is cool. I have no idea where that wheelie is though, but it's cool nonetheless. Pick this G2 Grimlock up if you haven't. I just think he's really fun to be on your shelf and to play with. He's a great desk bot. I really do like the 86 Grimlock mold. So yeah, let's move on to number 5. And number 5 is another G1 figure, albeit a e-hobby one. I found this Sunstorm for only $80 at a local shop in Normal, Illinois. Now, this has been one of the biggest grails I have been searching for. It's just like the GDO Ironhide. Ever since I saw that Mitch Santona video when I was younger, I have been searching the wall for this guy. And now I have found him for only $20 more than a leader class Transformer. This guy goes between $350 and $400 on eBay. $80 ain't bad. The fact that he is fully complete, albeit some of the stickers did come off, and came with packaging and everything else too for only $80. It's perfect. That is why he is at number 5. At number 4, we have a knockoff, albeit a really good and decent knockoff. It is the KO 86 Nemesis Prime. Now, thankfully, I got this a few months ago before the tariff thing got set in place by Trump. He's now going to be impossible to get for cheap. I paid roughly Voyager price, maybe like $3-5 extra than what you would pay for a regular Voyager for shipping. I cannot complain. At a Voyager price, that is amazing. He feels weighty. He doesn't feel like an average KO. He feels like he was made by Hasbro. Albeit I do have some QC irks that if you watched the original review you would know. But all in all, it's a fantastic piece to anybody's collection, especially if you want a Nemesis Prime in the 86 treatment, and that is why he's at number 4. At number 3, we have my highly customized Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched the video back at when it came out a few months ago. I didn't think that would even, top 1,000 views. I think it got over 1,000 views. I can't remember though. So thank you for all the kind comments about how nicely he was painted. I really do appreciate it. He is at number 3 because a lot of the paint I did had to do myself. I wouldn't mind it if it just was like all the non-silver bits I would have to do, but he was pretty much just gray plastic all over, and that's a bit irritating. When I'm paying almost $60 for a Transformer nowadays, I'm expecting them to have at least a decent amount of paint. I understand maybe they had to use that budget for parts count, and because he is a licensed Western Star truck, but at the same point in time, I'd like my Transformers, painted and not just a gray, bland plastic. Articulation is amazing, sculpt is amazing, vehicle mode is amazing. All that stuff is great. Just the paint, I really was butthurt on. Albeit, other than that, this is an amazing figure, and if not, one of my probably most favorite figures out of the Studio Series Bayverse line. So that is why he is at number 3. At number 2, we have 86-liter Megatron. I just got this guy in a few days ago, and I have not put him down yet. Yes, he has his issues. The fusion cannon is growing on me, particularly because I don't look at it from an angle where the little bit sticks out. I just put it in front of his arm, like how the G1 cartoon had it, and it's growing on me. The shoulders don't really bother me as much as they, were at first either. And honestly, this guy was so fun. I made an entire stop motion about him, and I was not expecting this Megatron to do that. I was not expecting this Megatron to kind of blow me away. I really do like putting this guy, in a tank mode back and forth. Very easy to do. It's a lot of unfolding though, but very nice. I have no bad words to say. I have nitpicks, but I don't hate the thing. I really do much enjoy it, and I'm so glad that this is now my main G1 Megatron for my shelf. And I gotta recommend them. If you find them anywhere, pick them up right away. Maybe get an upgrade kit for the fusion cannon. But yeah, pretty fun figure. Let's move on to number 1. Yeah, we got APC Toys Megatron as number 1. Now I want to get into why. The original Megatron I still own and will continue to own was a fantastic figure. Didn't really have many issues with the original. A little too tight in places. Other than that, I loved it. Now, the one thing I always wanted that APC Megatron to have was the Prime hand. The fact that this guy comes with it, and because he's battle damaged, so he's a bit more darker in color, chef's kiss. APC Toys knows their shit, and very cool. This Megatron comes with everything else that he came with. Now this hammer came with their bulkhead, but because he has the Prime hammer, I had to give him the Solus Prime hammer. You know what I mean? I love the way this thing looks, the way this thing poses as well. Albeit it does not have a waist swivel. My one little... But, hear me out. This guy is gorgeous. Bullfrog. Any display. I have him displayed on his own shelf, away from my Prime figures. I just like this guy all that much. Highly recommend getting this guy if you can get him for what he roughly goes for. I got him for my birthday this year. You know, each time I take him off the shelf, I mess with him a little bit. I always mess around with the hammer. Very, very fun figure. A little bit sharp, but a very fun figure. And that is why he's at my number 1. Now, this isn't my finalized list for the year. So when the end of year does come and some of these figures are moved around, maybe I got tired of them. Maybe there's some things I just started disliking, them about. They got worn out. Maybe they got loose. I don't know. This is 4 or 5 months in the future here. But yeah, this is a video. Let me know if you are still watching. If you guys want me to do this along with the mid-year collection tour for next year as well too, and I'll do it. Just a little fun video to get out for you guys. But yeah, thank you all for watching. That's my top 15 figures of the year so far. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next one. Bye.